don't know about you, but I love siding with the Minutemen in Fallout 4. I just love their outfits and that hella badass laser musket, as well as their goals in the grand scheme of things for the Commonwealth. However, to side with them, you need to have set up at least 8 settlements with these guys. That's a good enough number for me to list, so since I love the Minutemen and, well, building settlements in general, welcome to my favorite 8 Fallout 4 settlements. For this list, I'll talk about these 8 settlements, where they are, how to obtain them, and why they are my personal favorites. I guess for the sake of everyone, I'll put up a minor spoiler warning, though I use that fairly loosely at this point. Starting this list is Abernathy Farm. It's located just south and barely west of the Red Rocket truck stop. It's a quaint little farm with a few dwellers. It was actually one of the first settlements besides Sanctuary and the Red Rocket that I happened across, and I'll tell you, I liked its convenient location early on. Abernathy Farm's workshop can be accessed by completing the Returning the Favor quest. It's a fairly easy quest and there's a nice reward at the end. However, if you want quick access to the workshop, you can do so by simply killing everyone already there. Comparatively speaking, this settlement is my least favorite, hence its spot at number 8, but I guess the reason I like this one enough to put it on the list is because of the space you're given. Sure, a good amount of it is food, but it's still a decent plot of land, and those plants at the back of the settlement aren't really needed. It's also relatively flat, so if you want to do some building, this is a pretty good place to do it. Next up is Nordhagen Beach. I'll be honest, I came across this settlement by complete accident in one of my Brotherhood playthroughs of the game, and the beach aesthetic alone is what got me liking this place. Its location is fairly easy to remember. It's across a small channel from the Boston Airport and the Prydwen. You can get this settlement by either completing a Radiant Minutemen quest and asking the settler why they need help, or just by going to Nordhagen Beach on your own and asking the settlers there if they need help. It could be a raider, ghoul, or animal problem, and after you complete it, you'll gain access to the workshop. Like I said before, I mostly enjoy this settlement because of the fact it's on a beach, and I love beaches. It's not necessarily memorable as a location though, and I always forget that the beach is there. I guess it just seems like an odd place to have a settlement. Smart, but odd. The Slog is a dump, that much is certain. It's not the prettiest settlement, but it is redeemable because it adds a nice resting area for if you dare travel east into the weird part of the Commonwealth. It's located at the coordinates E20. As with Nordhagen Beach, you obtain this settlement through a Radiant Minutemen quest, or by going to the Slog and helping out one of the settlers. The Slog is not a nice place to look at, and it's stuck in one of the worst areas to be. It's literally the neighbor to the Saugus Ironworks, so forest attacks are very common here. It also borders a potential random enemy spawn bridge just south of the settlement, so it's not an easy life if you live here. It is, however, great for stocking up on flamers or flamer ammo, as well as being a good resting spot I mentioned earlier. Covenant. I was honestly debating where I should place this settlement. It's certainly not a bad location, and it's definitely memorable. So after mulling it over for a while, I decided its place as number 5 could give it justice. Covenant is located east of Lexington and south of the Wildwood Cemetery. The easy route to obtain Covenant is to kill everyone there. Quite frankly, that's the route I took myself. However, the other way is to side with the Covenant in the quest Human Error. It's a little more tedious, but if you want to spare a few lives, go for it. Now, Covenant is an interesting place to say the least. The quest line is like solving a mystery, and the settlement itself has a too good to be true vibe about it, what with the almost pristine housing and the rather accepting community they built up. However, I will not complain about the fact it is extremely well defended. It's surrounded by a wall and has turret placements on every side of it. The place itself is already well off, what with all those crops and the water. I rarely come by to stay, however. The place is too cramped up for my tastes. Speaking of being too cramped, the next settlement is the complete opposite of that. I'll be completely honest and say I didn't know Spectacle Island even existed until a few days ago. I never paid any attention to the island sitting at the southeastern side of the Commonwealth. That was until I used a console command that showed me the locations of Fallout. Yeah, I used that, bite me. I went there and got the settlement, and the moment I saw the potential here, I knew I had a new favorite settlement. First, you gotta swim there. Having the Aqua Boy / Girl perk will help you out as it's quite a swim and you don't want to mess with those rads. Maybe there's a better way, but that's how I found it. Next, there will be a half-sunken ship on the side of the island facing the sea. And there you will find a circuit breaker. Flip it, then follow the wires to a wooden shack. Flip that circuit breaker and a high-pitched noise will sound. Then you can access the workshop from there. That's the easy route. The harder route is finding and killing all of the Mirelurks on the island. I won't give away the types of Mirelurks you will find. I don't want to ruin the surprise, do I? Spectacle Island is awesome. It has the biggest amount of building space in the game, as it is a frickin' island. This is the place you want to be if you want to build giant structures, or if you want the freedom and space the settlement brings. I just started building on it, so I'm a little lacking for examples, but trust me, this place is worth its spot on the list. This place. Oh man, I love this settlement. Not only is it a drive-in theater, but it just looks like a comfortable place. Well, I mean, as comfortable as a post-nuclear apocalypse area can get. It's located directly southeast of the Red Rocket settlement. Getting this settlement is pretty easy. All you gotta do is kill the resident mole rats and unlock the door to the workshop. I absolutely adore this location. It's perfect as kind of a home base. It's got flat land, a relatively large building area, and a large screen which is more of a comfort landmark than anything. This place is a pool of steel resources, but it isn't easy to start out in. There's a small pond of radiation in the middle that gives you a hefty amount of rads, as well as a few mines in the building that can do serious amounts of damage to those with low ballistic resistance. The pool can be purified if you think you can handle the radiation damage, and once that's done, the drive-in opens up its real potential. I like to use it as a town. Set up a few turrets and it's ready to be defended. There are only two places I consider to be better than this settlement. Sanctuary. I mean, come on. You really didn't expect Sanctuary to be in the top 3? I hope you don't need me to tell you where to find it. Oh, but then again, some people might go anywhere but there, so I might as well say the location. It's down the path you took to get to the vault. It's the first notable place you go, excluding the vault. There are no requirements in building Sanctuary as a settlement. You just need to go up to the workbench and activate it. Then get ready for a load of spring cleaning afterwards. Sanctuary is a great location. Not only because it was the sole survivor's home, but because the possibilities are endless. A good few houses can be scrapped, and then there is more than enough space to build with. Hell, I would like to think that this location has the most potential when building because of the ample space alone. I don't spend much time there nowadays, but when I'm feeling like I want to build a huge place or want to make something wacky, this is usually the place I go. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, what could possibly beat Sanctuary, as a settlement? I mean, Sanctuary is a pretty great place. Well, my friends, there is one place in particular that I adore. It's my favorite location in the entire Commonwealth. The castle. This settlement is the best thing to come out of the various settlements in Fallout 4. I love this place more than anything else in the Commonwealth. It's found in South Boston at the very edge, bordering the sea. There are two ways to obtain this settlement. If you choose to help Preston with some Minutemen quests, he will eventually give you the quest Retaking Independence, which involves clearing the castle of Mirelurks. Similarly, you can choose to come to the castle and kill the Mirelurks and gain access to the workshop on your own time. Either way, you kill a lot of Mirelurks. The castle is my home in Fallout 4. I sleep, craft, mod, and send my favorite people there. It's my absolute home base, better than anywhere else. If I get bored, I usually go to the castle and change some things around. If I download a new mod that includes crafting or building, I go there to test it out. Hell, I go there to test out any new weapons I get if I download them through a mod, or if I want to build something, or if I find a new weapon that I've never used before. Ever since I found out about the castle, I make it my job to make it into a settlement as soon as I possibly can. That place is just that special to me. I love castles in real life. I love Fallout. And now with the castle, I get to live in a castle in Fallout. It's the perfect thing. The castle is my #1 pick for my favorite Fallout settlements by a landslide. And there you have it, everyone. My pick for the top 8 Fallout settlements. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment your favorite settlements below, and I'll see you guys another time.